Let's go. I'm better than ever, they never been better than I. Regarded the hardest and I ain't even reaching my prime. They hate that I'm great and they faking I'm real as they come. So sit back and let me show you how this shit is done. My composition, my propositions, I'm raping the system. I'm killing the competition and all of y'all are my victims. Eyes and oohs as I'm ripping the instrumental. Lyrical, individual, never been sentimental. I'm so hot every time that beat drop. And when I say I'm raping the system.
What is good, boxing fans and gamers? It's your boy, FightNightsFinest, the Sophie commentator, back with another episode of Road to the Top 100. There he is. There's the boy, James Toney. 7 wins, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. No losses, no draws. And we've been on an absolute tear in this OWC Road to the Top 100 series, man. We basically won every fight by knockout. If you didn't see the last video, you'll understand why we don't have our 7th KO. But somebody's O has got to go. Phenomenon, 6 wins, 6 of those wins, 5 of them are coming by way of knockout. But before we continue into this video, I want you guys to check out a video that I did with Arachne Soul in the challenge that we had on Pro Evolution Soccer. Go ahead and take a look of this. What is good, soccer fans and gamers? It's your boy, FightNightsFinest, the Sophie commentator.
Let's watch the replay. Right there. What, for what? This is a Mortal Kombat?
Fatality. This all started on the live stream. You know, Arachne was talking, and he was talking his usual smack, telling his false stories, his high tells. Look at this guy trying to dress like Bruce Lee, about to whip the boy Arachne Soul, teach this youngin. Why didn't he catch it?
No! Come on!
Garbage, man! Teach this child.
What was that?
That's against the rules.
I think that was a foul. Yep. Yeah, you're right. That is against the rules.
What?
Look at the dude. This is not Fight Night Champion.
A little something about how to play soccer.
I think we
like one of those Fight Night Champions spammers who's
no, because it's like that scene in Swingers. You're saying it's bullshit.
It is.
Okay, well let's see if it's bullshit. Look at this.
It was, and I was like, I could beat you at your own game. Always somebody looking at.
What is this footwork? Playing this
footwork to go pee.
Playing this Floyd Mayweather football. Ashley Cole, he's making fun of. Ashley Cole. He's making fun of Ashley Cole. All the supporters in the stands of Fight Night's Finest team, can you guys please stop wearing my team jerseys? It's making Fight Night's Finest team look real bad.
I'm on the away team. What is he talking about? We don't got no fans out here. We came to your school.
Look at that.
If it was me, I would have body slammed.
What are you doing?
Coming look at it and hit you with a belly-to-belly suplex.
Taking that knee out like Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Straight angle slam.
There we go.
Now, if that wasn't entertaining, I don't know what is. So if you guys are looking, I really, not even if you guys are looking, I ask that you guys go over to Arachne Soul's channel and please check out that video and show some support. It's a challenge that I made to Arachne during the live stream, and that challenge has been accepted. And you guys can go ahead and check out the results of that, and please watch the full video. It's really, really entertaining. Even if you're not into soccer, I'm pretty sure you'll like what goes on in that video if you enjoy that trailer. So the link is in the description to that video. I'll also leave it in the comment section so you guys can just click on that. Boop, take you right over to there, and you can go ahead and watch that video. But in the meantime, if you're still here and haven't gone to check out that video, let's talk about this one. Now, as I said, somebody's O has got to go. But if you notice something about this guy, he doesn't really fight with the orthodox sim style. You're gonna see a lot of that. What he's doing right there, the power straight and just straight. He triples up the straight right hand, and that's basically all this guy does. And he's gotten 6-0 doing this. So welcome back to another edition of Spammers on Blast. This man, El Protagonist _1, I believe that was his username. If you ever come across this guy, just know for a fact that he is a spammer. Is he a good one? I won't necessarily say he's the greatest spammer in the world, but he's definitely annoying. He doesn't know how to play the game right. you know, his finger gets stuck on it. It gets glued onto that triangle button. And the only time he can really get a chance to really release it is after the third straight is landed. So pretty much we're dealing with a spamming here. And a lot of you guys in OWC, and I'm pretty sure this isn't the last time during the series that we're going to see a guy doing something like this. As we all know, spammers are talentless fuckboys that really don't know how to play the game and don't have a respect for the sport of boxing. How do you deal with a guy like this? That's the main question everybody always asks in the comment section, whether he's a sidestep uppercut spammer, whether he's a straight spammer, whether he's a 1-2 spammer, whether he's a body spammer, whether he's a push straight spammer, etc, etc, etc. We all know there's different degrees to these talentless fuckboys, and that basically there's no really any way to deal with them. Now, if you notice, if you've been following this series, and I'm gonna get to some tips on that, but if you guys been following this series, you know for a fact that I've been fighting with a textbook vlog. But I just had a feel. I just had that you know, that uneasy feeling you get when you know something's about to happen and you feel like you should prepare for it, but you don't know if you was gonna do it or not. So I went ahead and I put on the Philly shell just so I could feel a bit more comfortable. But I feel like I'm at a disadvantage in this match for two reasons. One, he's spamming. And two, there's lag. And when there's lag, you can't really time things the same way that you would normally do. So during this match, and especially in that first round, there was a lot of times where I missed a lot. If you see it now on the screen, you can see like where it's skipping a bit in the video. And it made things really difficult for me to go ahead and time using my jab and time using my footwork. Everything basically came in 1 second after I threw it, which made things really hard for me to get counter punches off, and also for me to time my jab and figure out which way I can cut the ring off, which way should I walk, which way or which direction should I head into before I'm able to cut the ring off, as we head in with yet another counter and we head in with the side step right uppercut there. So for straight spammers, the real counter for them is usually the side step uppercut, but down he goes for the first time. He's been hit with tons of combinations. Somebody please teach that man some defense. First knockdown in the fight as he gets cold clocked with that basic 1-2 combination. And that's going to give us that advantage on the scorecards that we are always looking for, that boost in confidence, that extra energy that we need in order to go ahead and say, you know what, I don't mind putting up with this guy spamming for a few more minutes. So in the second round, we had a great deal of success. We was able to get in close. We was able to land combinations. He was able to lunge in at the right range and just be able to land everything that we threw. Even though this guy had Philly shell and I had to be the aggressor in the fight, it felt really good to be able to score at least one knockdown. Will there be a lot more to come? I'm not gonna say. I don't want to ruin the match for you guys. But anyway, this commentary is going all over the place. Let's get back on track. Spammers, this guy in particular. How do you deal with a guy who basically is tripling up the straight? Now, if the connection wasn't bad, you can basically get in behind the jab. You could double or triple up that jab most of the time, and when they go to throw that second or third straight, it would disrupt them. The accuracy wouldn't be there, and you would be able to land a 3-punch combination. So you're going to see a lot of the triple and double jabs. And when I'm in range, when I'm in the proper range to where I can land it, it's a very effective tool for stopping people who triple or double up the straight left or straight right hand in this case. Very effective tool for stopping. Also, you got to be in the correct range. Now, when it comes to being in range, the main thing that you don't want to do is what I'm doing here. In this round, this was a round where I purposely kind of fought on the inside, where, yeah, a lot of people may look at this fight and say, you know, I was feeling extremely confident from that last knockdown that we had in round number 2. But the main thing was that I wanted to show you guys that being extremely aggressive and throwing tons of combinations isn't going to help you get past a spammer. With a spammer, you have to be patient and you have to have good timing. Now, I'm not saying that you can't come on the inside and look to go ahead and throw your combinations or throw your punches, but it's more advised that you stay and box. You use the jab in order to land either the first punch, and then you take the outside away from the spammer. You take what it is that he wants to do, which is use the outside and run on the outside, and that will give him the ability to, you know, feel comfortable. Give him the ability to pot shot you on the way to the inside, and that's not what you want. What you want to do is you want to take your time. You want to use the jab. You want to be able to go ahead and land a few clean shots. Maybe you might want to stick to more singular or basic combinations, maybe a 1-2 every now and again, maybe a single punch. Then when you get on the inside and you get to a position where he's scared to throw back, that's when you can let those hands go and maybe throw a 3 or 4 punch combination. Now, the thing that didn't make this guy dangerous was the fact that he didn't step a lot. He just basically backed up and threw the 3 combination straights, 3 straights in a row, 2 straights in a row, maybe 1 straight in a row. And there wasn't a lot of sidestepping. Because there wasn't a lot of sidestepping, it also gave us the ability for us to time in and not be scared to throw combinations. But with future, for future references, you're gonna come across a lot of spammers who are a lot more skilled than this guy, who's only gonna throw that 1 straight, constantly sidestepping and throwing uppercut. The step spammers are extremely tough to deal with, and with bad connection, it only makes things even worse. So this is a really, really sloppy fight. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm getting hit a lot more than I usually would, and I'm not landing as much as I usually would. Not because he has Philly shell block, but just due to the fact that it's just been so hard just to time things. So we come to the end of the 3rd round, and that's a round that you can definitely chop up to him. He landed way too many straights. My aggression didn't allow me to be successful, and there's a difference between uncontrolled aggression and controlled aggression. As you can see here, as we take a look on the scorecards, I'm up 29-27, 2 rounds in favor of your boy FightNightsFinest to his 1 round, which was the last round. So the thing about taking your time with a spammer is that they have to come forward, and that's the thing that they don't want to do. If you can time them coming on the inside, that will give you a chance to set up your outside game, give you a chance to land counter punches. Also, this guy was a boxer puncher instead of an actual inside fighters, which is the setup most spammers go through with, because inside fighters hit the hardest in the game, especially when they get that gold strength boost. I believe it's 98 or 99 strength, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's 98 though. That's 98 punching power behind a solid, Philly shell block, and the fact that they're running on the outside most of the time makes them an extremely difficult target to hit, and also makes them very effective on the scorecards because they're throwing a good power straight, they're landing a good, clean, and effective shot, and then they'll add that side step right uppercut in there, which will give them the counters, which also accounts for clean and effective shots. So look at the difference here between round 3 and round number 4. Look at the difference in pace. Look at the difference in style. Look at the difference in focus and the difference in patience. Now, you gotta fight this kind of style because even though it may be more boring than most fights, when you fight this kind of style, look at the frustration. Look at how much he's missing. Look at how he's not able to always land clean and effective shots. And look how much room we have to work with. Look at the ring and the amount of focus on the amount of things that we can do. We was able to counterpunch more effectively because we're not worried about throwing 3 or 4 5-punch combinations. We're not worried about cutting the ring off and trying to get him up against the ropes. We land a good solid jab, and then we can land maybe a 2 or 3 punch combination as he walks in. Look at that. He's wasting stamina. That's a waste of a punch. That's less connect percentage in the round, and it's more connect percentage for me. So we taunt him a little bit at the end of the round, and taunting against a spammer, not in the sense of like hitting the taunt button by hitting the right directional button on the D-pad. That taunt will get you hurt. But a little head movement, a little shake and bake to bring them on towards the inside, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna break them down, make them a little bit more unconfident. That's that psychology a little bit. Nobody wants to feel like they're losing the fight, or nobody wants somebody to be cocky. How many times have you been in a fight when you've seen a guy taunting you, or doing the little shimmy, doing the little Shaq shimmy, and it just gets on your nerves? The Shaq shimmy from the Old Spice commercial. Man, that thing for some people freaks them out. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But doing a little taunt sometimes is a good way to get in your opponent's head. But once again, you see us here trying to walk him down, and we're trying to keep him defensive. We already basically got the round with a good solid counter as we land yet another side step right up at the counter, and we're landing some good and effective shots. Now, the aggression that we're showing right here, we thought we could probably catch another knockdown, but look how many punches we're landing. We're in the right range. We're in the right predicament to go ahead and be aggressive, and because of that, we're landing a lot of clean and effective shots. Look how we take a step back. We allow him to come onto the inside. We got his respect. He knows he's losing the round. We did clean and effective work. We landed plenty of combinations and punches. Now we stick to a more usual James Toney style, staying on the ropes, you know, trying to beat my opponent up on the ropes and land plenty of counters. Not really doing much movement. You know, let him bring the fight towards us now that we have the fight. Now that we've gone ahead and we did the work that we needed to, let's let him work a little bit. Let's let him miss a little bit. As you can see here, he's missing a lot of shots. And we're just encouraging him at this point to throw punches. And against spammers, most of them have nervous energy. Yeah, a lot of them are extremely patient, but when they're losing a round, that's when you see them get extremely impatient. You see them start to make a lot of mistakes. You see the flaw in their fight style. You see the flaws in the exploits, because now they got to do something that they're unused to. As a fighter, you can already tell from him being 6-0, he's not used to anybody basically challenging him. He's not used to somebody saying to him, this isn't going to be an easy fight. He's not used to, I'm pretty sure he's not used to being behind. So now you see him not only getting away from throwing 3 straights, at the end of the round you saw him throw 5 and try to mix in a little lean straight in there. So you're seeing the difference in style when you're able to take away what it is that they're good at. You take away their most valuable weapon, which is the outside, and also having you frustrated. And now that you're calm and relaxing, you're cool, calm, and collective, you'll be able to be effective on all aspects of the game. So you see, it's one thing that we also done extremely well, and one thing that you have to do against a spammer is you have to be able to counter punch while coming forward. There's been many of times while we're trying to walk him down and we're able to sidestep one of those straight right hands that he throws, and we're able to land a counter right uppercut or a counter hook, or you know, after the hook we're able to land a counter straight, maybe even a counter right uppercut and then put the left hook on top of it. You're seeing a multitude of different things that we're able to do well onto the inside. And look at this here. Look at the body work. The body work made him afraid to throw straights. Body work is also a good way to throw your opponent off, because when you go downstairs to the body and you land some nice shots downstairs to the body, and then you're able to land some good combinations, it makes them afraid to throw the straight, because the straight may go in a direction that it wasn't intended. So that's one thing with straight spammers, is sometimes you could just outwork them. Look at him up here quadrupling up that straight right hand. Look, it's kind of pathetic to see that this is how some people like to fight. The Philly show's also doing us good justice on being able to walk behind there, but we get a little bit too aggressive here. And now look as I don't know how many straights. That must have been like 25 straights in a row right there. He just throws an extreme amount of straights. We get a little bit cocky here, and he's able to stun us, even though we was able to come out the stun straight, and we end up going down onto the canvas. So once again, this is an example of what not to do in a fight, as he ends up dropping us onto the canvas for our first time tonight. So that ends up negating the knockdown that we scored earlier. Aggression, extreme aggression is not the answer to beating a spammer. Extreme aggression will only get you knocked down. It will get you killed in the ring, and not killed in the ring, but you know, it'll ruin your confidence, and it will actually get you hurt. So you see us here still being cocky, and the main reason for that is I want to stay in this guy's head. Now usually I'm not the type of fighter to go ahead and taunt people and whatnot, but I want to stay in this guy's head at all times. I want him on me like white on rice. And that's going to be the end of round number 6. So this is basically a 4 rounds in favor of us, but you know, he has 2 rounds now. And I think out of the entire fight, this is the fight that I will expect all you guys to fight. Now I did come forward a little bit too much, but I think this was my best round in the entire fight. And I think this is the main way that you want to go ahead and deal with this spam, you know. And you want to take your time, you want to be patient. You want to land some good shots downstairs to the body. You want to, you know, provoke him into coming forward. You land some good shots. While he's trying to walk us down, you know, step in and hit him with a quick punch and then step out. Hit those Viper-like qualities that you hear me preach so much about. Show him that boxing ability. Show him the ability to play defense, stay on the outside, and also being able to work off your jab. And I think once I was able to calm down after the knockdown, or, you know, the knockdown happened, it kind of made me realize, you know, I'm being a little bit too cocky here. I need to sit down on my punches. I need to think before I throw. I need to time what I'm gonna throw and think about what it is that I'm gonna do. And I also, need to relax a bit more. So as you can see there, we did our work on the inside. While he was covering up, we tried to throw as many punches as possible. And then we got right back on the outside. He landed a few body shots right there, but was able to land the power straight up top to the head. And then you see us here trying to catch him on the way in, constantly trying to pot shot him, work the body, work the different angles, do whatever it is that this game allows us to do. And the thing about fighting on the outside that most people don't realize is that when you fight on the outside, you got to throw a lot of punches. A great fight that actually took place recently was Felix Stern versus Sam Solomon 2. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, please go ahead and do so. It shows a great deal of how to work the outside and that you need to throw the jab, and you also need to have combinations, and do the same thing on the inside. You throw your jab and then you go to work on the inside. And I think that's a great example of what you can do in this game also, is you can work off the jab, throw your combinations, and you got to do that whether you're going forward or backwards. So you see here, you see the patience, you see the good defense, the good footwork, and you see him just missing a lot. That's one of the key things the entire night. Look at the amount of time he's missing, which is really helping me secure these rounds. So there it is on the scorecards. There you have it, 67-64, 5 rounds to 2 in favor of your boy James Toney, aka Fight Night's Finest. And now we're starting to go to work a little bit. Like I said, I thought the last round was one of our best box rounds. He was able to stay on the outside. We was also able to come forward and be effective there. But you also saw the difference in discipline. You saw the adjustment from an extremely aggressive style not working. That's that trial and error that we talked about in the last video. You see the difference starting to come forward in here where we was able to make the adjustment. You see that what it was that we wanted to do, which was be extremely aggressive, it didn't really pan out for us. And now that we had to go back to that box and go back to the strategy that we know that works, we was a lot more effective. So look at the difference here as we come on the inside. You got to think, how much stamina does this guy have? How is it that now we're able to trade with him? And that's because we're finding the right range now. The fact that we've been in good range has allowed us to land good combinations. Has allowed us to basically take control of the fight. And notice how much he's stepping now, because he doesn't want to be trapped up in these corners. And when a guy steps like that, it's only going to ruin their stamina. Finding a range though with that lag has been extremely tough tonight, but I think overall it's been a good fight for us so far. Definitely a lot of mistakes and a lot of stuff that we can go ahead and reflect on. The major mistakes we've been in has not been in range most of the time, being extremely aggressive, but also I feel like you're seeing a lot of sloppy boxing from me. You don't normally see this amount of combinations, and you don't see this amount of misses in most of the Road to the Top 100 videos, or even in head-to-head matches. You really don't see me missing like this much, and I wasn't happy at all with this performance. I thought, like I said, the 7th round was our best box round, but as an overall performance, I feel like we could do much better. And I could blame it on lag, but at the end of the day, it's also my job to go ahead and time things and put together solid combinations, and for the most part throw 2-punch combinations to singular combinations. I know there's been a lot of times tonight where I've been ahead, thrown like 6 or 7 or even 5-punch combinations just to keep him, just to keep him with his guard up most of the night. But as an overall reflection of my performance, I wasn't really that happy with it. Let's take a look at what's going on now though as we enter, and I believe this is the 9th round, man. Not really much has changed with him. He's pretty much doing the same thing that he's done all night. And I feel like if you're gonna throw three punches like that in a row, he could have did like jabs straight, or either something different. Because the same thing hasn't obviously been working for him for the last few rounds. The only success that he's had is the knockdown, and also when we played extremely aggressive. But I can't tell you how much patience is a virtue, guys. You really gotta be relaxed in the ring, and you really gotta take your time with whatever it is that you do. I want to talk a little bit more though about that Pro Evolution Soccer video. I really want you guys to go over there and comment on that, say something nice, or let Arachnid know that I sent you guys over there. Arachnid has really evolved heavily in most of the content and stuff that I make. He's provided that watermark that you see in the bottom right hand screen right there. He's also really involved in the live streams, and I really feel like he should have more subs. And with me having 1,540 subs, it'd be nice if for some of you guys who are still watching this video right now can go over to that Pro Evolution Soccer video and show the guy some support. And if you like his content, check out his other videos. You know, he makes really great wrestling videos. I think he's an excellent commentator, and I really do feel that you guys should go ahead and check out his channel and check out his videos more. Just show him the love, man. Show him what the FNF Nation is all about. Show him what it's like just to be human. Go over and check out the guy's stuff. Back to this round though. It's kind of at this point in the match, it's like, what more would you expect from this guy? Like, I'm just sitting here. I'm literally playing with him right now. I got my hands down. You saw moments. It was working for a while. And then we got a bit cocky and was able to land some good punches, but we was able to counter him with a right hook. I felt like if we had a little bit more time in that round, we probably would have been able to knock him down. But look at my right eye, man. That's disgusting. I never want to see my fighter like that, all bruised up, all cut over the eye and everything else. But you know, it is what it is sometimes. So we're coming down to the 10th and final round. This has been a fight that's had a lot of different moments and a lot of stuff that you can take and say, you know, I did this well, but I also did this really bad. And it's definitely a learning experience. It's a fight that we're clearly going to win at this point. I want to make sure that you guys please do me a favor and check out those other commentators in the description as well. They're great guys. They're great commentators, and you know, I fucks with all of them. Shout out to the boy Rob D for putting all this music in the background. At the end, you're also going to hear a little song as we go ahead and show you guys the usual stats that will be plugged into the fighters, so you know how to rank up your OWC fighters. We got the chin all the way to the 2nd star. We worked on our combination speed, got that up to 6, and we're working on our blocking now, I believe. So we're about to hit that 79 overall pretty soon. I'm sure of that. Also, as you see in the bottom right hand corner of that watermark, please follow me on Twitter at FightNightsFinest. Also, I just want to say, man, this is what I was talking about earlier with that jab. If you're able to triple or double it up, it can really negate the straight right hand. And notice he didn't land too many of those straights that happened earlier or moments ago. So we're trying to go for the knockout here, trying to end the fight like a true champion. Not really scared of being knocked down or anything else. I know I pretty much got this fight in the bag. That's what I was talking about with that jab again, how it kept his hands in his pocket. And man, it's just like one of those performances where it's like there's so much more I can improve on, so much I can build on. I hope you guys truly did learn something. If you did, please like the video and also leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave off the mic right now. I'll catch all you guys in the next video and try to reply to all those comments that you guys leave. Anyway though, it's been your boy FightNightsFinest, the Sophie commentator, and I'm off this. Peace.
Hey yo, how they gon' stop me when ain't a move that I make sloppy? Don't need swammer from the rhymes, yo, they won't cop me. Top me never, only your girl on butter leather. German 7s, every rhyme get me closer to heaven. And foes too, word to Rob D, I'll roast you. 3rd degree burn, stomachs get turned. I feel it, I've earned a spot to sit amongst the elite lyricists that roam the street of the city where every flow is gritty. These whack ass rappers is praying that the dough will get me, strip me of the potency of my poetry. The rhyme terrorist forever, yo, you know it's me. Bombs in the stash, ready to blast. Detonators for haters, trip wires and infrared lasers. Landmines designed for anyone behind. I'm on my grind, Terry Kennedy shit. When my lines divide time, leave my enemies split. Ginseng in my bloodstream, energy rip. Hawk shit flow, hypnotic Hennessy help to ease the profit. Give me a minute, I'll destroy the topic. No prob, then conduct interviews for the blow job. But I need something deeper than a sneaker diva. A hill hottie with a body like a Maserati. She got a warp zone, switch dimensions with a poppy. Copy and still give it to me wet and sloppy. Prop me, retweet every word that I speak. I'm amazing with the pen in my reach, even without it. Off the top, cats can't doubt it. I swear that I'm bout it, so solemnly murder it more than probably. Honestly, right hand in the air, left on the good book. Sweep a bitch off a good foot. I'm a good crook, cardiac organ extortion. Keep a heart until I get what's important. That's the brain, no physical act. Capture that in the physical's trap. Now that's G, what's fucking with that? Quench the thirst of these thirsty broads. Electrolytes to get them through the night, that's right. And these other cats, yeah, that's hype. I'm genuine, the real thing, available for the fling. Spit gems in my hymns, available for the bling. Tailor made, it's a lyrical thing. Fuck out of here.